Hey guys, what's going on? This is Manav, and I'm playing some NosTale. I'm pretty sure that is how it's pronounced. This game came out on Steam on September 18th, 2017, but from what I've seen online, it's been out since 2007. It was a Korean game, like most MMOs are. This is the character creation screen, so you can be a male or female. Very minimal options, although it doesn't really, you don't really see much of a difference here. I'm just seeing the different hairstyles for both male and female, and then now I'm gonna pick a male with, I think, the first hairstyle A. Oh no, B. I can't even tell here if pink is what I selected or green. Anyway, and I'm gonna go with orange hair. But it's it was a blind gameplay. This is kind of why I'm doing a post commentary, because there was a lot of stuff I didn't know how to do, and I'm going to be skipping over most of that because it took me a long time to realize what I was doing and how I should go about doing it. Now, there was supposed to be a cutscene here, which I accidentally skipped. Probably going to go back and watch it at some point. And this is the welcome thing that happens every time, well, the first time you start. There's this cat lady that comes in and says hi. She's apparently my mentor, and she's gonna introduce me to everything pretty much. She's like the tutorial guide, which is nice. The only thing is, as you guys will see in a few moments, so like right here when the movements come up after it reloads. What? Can you not see it in the recording? Okay. So right now on the screen, there was supposed to be movements for basically, like, you can click on the ground to move at a certain place. You can click on the map to move at those places on the map as well. And you can hold the right click to rotate. And you can also zoom in and out. Now, I tried doing this, but apparently that's inverted, where scrolling in zooms out and scrolling out zooms in. So these first few seconds is just me trying to zoom out and pressing keys for actually I need to turn down the audio here, because obviously the audio is a tiny bit loud, although with my headphones it kind of makes sense. So here, go into the system stuff and go to game configuration, change the audio. So this takes a while. Just get out. There we go, it's getting lowered. Although after a while I did realize that the sound effects are quieter than the music anyway. So I turn up the sound effects and turn down the music a little bit more. And then I'll just confirm that. And then go back to playing the game. This is where I clicked, and he's moving there now. I rotate the screen. Dude, this is very weird, like a very weird point of view, where it's like, it is asymmetrical top-down view, but it's like such a weird angle that I can't see very far in front of me at all. Yeah. And this is also me trying to scroll in and out to zoom out, but at this point I hadn't realized that it's inverted. And when you go into the controls, they don't say that. It just says it's the same thing where, like, you scroll to zoom in and out. It's like I'm trying, it's not working. I guess it was my fault. Another weird thing is, like, you can click on a monster to attack it, or click on double click on a monster to attack it. Click on it once and press spacebar to attack it, and it does attack automatically once you've started. And then you can click both left and right click to do special attacks, which in my case is a ranged attack, as I did right there. I did have troubles at the beginning switching between ranged and melee, because both buttons just seemed to do ranged, and I couldn't get back to melee. Again, later on I realized how to do this. That's kind of also why I'm doing a post commentary. I get lost a few times. There's also not many quest markers. There's quest markers for, like, meeting people, and when it tells you to go places. Sometimes there were some times where it didn't, and I did get lost. But, like, when you have to fight certain monsters, I had no clue where they were. Oh yeah, it was a bit it wasn't Yeah, if there were like quest markers for a lot of different things, it would have been a little bit better. I did get a reward for this quest that I did. But I guess people might complain that that's a bit too easy and stuff, but I don't know. This game's been out for 10 years now. Yeah, 2007. Oof, man. But we'll see. The English is actually pretty good. Again, though it has been 10 years, but it came out in Korea first. It looked like it had European servers first, because I did go on their site, and everybody in the top 10, it's probably even more than that, but everybody in the top 10 hit the max level, which is 99. I'm guessing that's the max level because nobody was above that. Oh, this screen here is just supposed to tell me how to capture pets. So basically I'm supposed to go up to this chicken, and there should be a capture thing, but there isn't. I try attacking it, you can't attack it. But as you guys can see in my, like in the bottom left, there's certain keys, and one of them looks like a honey pot. Or no, it looks like a butterfly catcher, but with like a bag in the back. And that's what I'm supposed to use, but I'm supposed to use it on a different chicken. So this took me a little while. I went from chicken to chicken until I went to a different area and found the chickens I was supposed to capture. So this took me a little while. Now this is, I think, where I started going to the right place. Let's see, there's more chickens here. Oh, there we go. On the top, you can see where it says chicken. There's now the same symbol as I have for my capture thing. So now I just fight this, get it down to yellow health, and then I capture it, and it becomes my pet. Now there were troubles with this as well, because they did not explain things properly. It was confusing. As you'll see in a moment, I lost control of everything. Like, I would have control of my character, but not the chicken. And I would have control of my chicken, but not the character. It was weird. Basically, it's supposed to be like a partner, I guess, kind of thing, where you can switch between your pets to move to certain places. I'm guessing like later on there's certain places you can't reach, or maybe you want to have them stay at some place, or go somewhere while you go the other way, like, you know, attack two different things, etc., etc. But apparently you can't have control of your character, which would make sense now that I think about it. I just didn't know that this is what the game was kind of about, and I lost track, like I lost control a little bit. So right here we're both fighting this baby dander. And right now it's fine, but then once you start traveling, it gets interesting. So right about here, I'm experimenting with the controls of, like, basically if you press, it was A, it would attack, your pet would attack the nearest thing. If it was S, it would stay in the spot, and if it was D, it would follow you. So right here, I clicked on the chicken, just because, why not? It's my pet. And I started moving, and no matter how many times I pressed D for it to follow me, it just wouldn't do anything. And it was so annoying. It took me so long to figure it out. I ran around my character. Also, yeah, you can press 1 and 2. No, I think it was, I forgot which keys there were already, but you can switch between your pet and your character, and I figured out how to do that, but I still couldn't get it to follow me, and I couldn't get my character to follow me either, because right here, I'm pressing D to get the character to follow me, but he doesn't. This was so confusing. They didn't explain this, and I tried looking into the manuals and stuff, like the exact keys I need to press. I re-looked at the controls. I couldn't figure it out until later on when I realized I could do something. So here I traveled to a different instance because I thought that's where the arrow was leading me, which it actually wasn't. But when I got to this instance, the chickens started actually following me, and I was so glad for that. Obviously, it doesn't last very long because they're curious old me, tried to do it again. Here though, here's where I realized, like, what if every character you have counts as a pet, including yourself? So I started highlighting both of them, and then they started working. This was such a great moment for me. I felt sort of like a genius. Like, it was in the steps, but I thought that was only for like the pets, because normally you wouldn't think like you would count yourself as a pet, because in most games the pet, you can't move the pet by itself, which is interesting that this game does that. I haven't figured out why, because I only played for an hour, half of which was me just trying to figure out what was going on. Now, if you guys see on the top of the screen, this guy was a level 6 monster, and I'm level 3 and my chicken's level 1. I didn't see this because this monster looked similar to the monsters in the other instance, and I started fighting it and not looking at my health, thinking like, oh, this is one of the beginner stages, I should be fine. No, I mean, actually, yeah, no, I was so close. I was so close to beating it too, but I died. But because I'm level 20, I could respawn here for free and finally actually kill it. It was so close to death. And then I just, after this, I got lost again, because it was my fault this time. I thought this was where the arrow was pointing me, and I accidentally went into this instance. Obviously, after losing the fight, also that guy was level 35. The one who I just clicked, that guy's level 22. But after fighting that guy, I'm like, okay, maybe I'm not supposed to be here, so I went back. And now this I was confused again, because I no longer had the chicken with me. And it was dead. Well, quote-unquote dead. As you guys can see on the left side, it has very, very low health. In a short while, I opened the pet thing to look at how my pet is. And it has 1 health. And I have no clue how to get it back. I'm like, sort of panicking here, like, do I get another chicken? I literally traveled this entire area just to find another chicken I can capture. I actually can't capture any other chicken, or maybe like to heal up my chicken. Also, I'm guessing that the reason this box doesn't show up in the recording, like this manual box or instruction box, help box, what do you want to call it, is because I was recording the game and not my screen. Oh, there we go. See, that's where I figured out zooming in actually, sorry, scrolling in actually zooms out. That was so helpful. But I was recording the game and not my entire screen. So the border is in the game, but the help menu connects to their website, because it has, I guess it has tabs on it that open pages, but I guess they coded it so that those tabs count sort of like links on their site, so you'd click on those tabs and they'd be the same as what's on their page. You'd go on that tab and it would put the site. So it's technically a web page and it's not in the game. So that's why it's not on the screen. I'm guessing. That's my guess. So here I went around the map, couldn't find a chicken, and I'm starting to get worried here. Like, do I get my chicken back? I'm only level 3. I don't exactly want to be traveling alone, especially in a game with such an interesting mechanic of like you controlling your own character. And as you guys can see here, I'm gonna click on the chicken in just a little bit. Eventually, after I realize I can do it. There we go. Nope, there we go. And as you guys can see, I already clicked with Oh, there we go. But now, it is healing up. I have no clue what I did. I just kept clicking on the chicken and it healed up all the way. I don't know if that actually helped or if it was a timer-based thing. I'm guessing it's a timer-based thing, but I don't know. So, my quest still says go to NosVille, and I have no clue what that is. Not looking at my map where it literally says NosVille on the very top. But whatever, I thought I might as well spend some time grinding levels, you know, leveling up. It wouldn't hurt for later runs, like later on. But I do this for like a little bit and then I continue on. So I'm gonna fast forward through this too, since this is just grinding, like a very low level of grinding. So now I see the red arrow pointing somewhere along the circle. So I enter it and that's just where I need to go. And I did it completely on, well, pretty much on accident. I saw the giant circle, I thought like maybe it was another portal to take me somewhere. But the arrow was pointing there, I'm like, I might as well step in, and it worked. Obviously, I still hadn't realized that if I look at the top right, I can see exactly which city I'm in. But I understand now, I probably want to play it again. The only thing is I don't know how I feel about this game so far. The pet thing is interesting. It is quite interesting, but I don't know. I don't like the entire asymmetrical top-down view where I can't see a lot of my screen. I mean, I understand like it works in RuneScape though, because that's like zoomed out far enough where you can see more of the map. I'm pretty sure you can see more of the map than this, yeah. And also the map is a lot more detailed, unlike the mini-map of this game on the top right. But anyway, so now I have to go, now I actually have to kill things. Now, again, now this is what I'm looking for. I think it's weak Cedos. I don't realize that I was just fighting weak Cedos before this quest started. So I go around the entire map again looking for weak Cedos. And I go around it again looking for weak Cedos. Then I just go on Google and type in NosTale weak Cedos. I'm looking on maps, like trying to open the mini map, trying to find where it is. Can't find it. I go on Google, search up NosTale weak Cedo, and then I see on the picture that it looks like the exact same guys I was just fighting. So eventually I go all the way back to where I just was, and then I actually fight them. But before that, I find this mission. It's, well, there's a tutorial for this later on, but I found it before I was supposed to, and I'm like, you know what? This seems interesting. I'll start it. So this is the tutorial girl again. She's telling me all about this space-time thing. She tells me this again and again only because I haven't taken the tutorial yet. And so I was supposed to do this after, where she says this only once, but I kept doing it, and so she kept saying it over and over. But so basically it's this giant time-space thing where you get put into an instance. This is kind of like the lobby where you can like match up with your friends and stuff like that. But each time, like that circle thing that's on the top that I'm going to right now, it takes you to an instance where you fight monsters, and then once you beat those monsters, you can go on to the next instance. On the bottom of the screen, you guys can see there's a bar. Bottom left, there's like a rock which has a number 4 on it. That basically means I have 4 minutes. And then the orange arrows with the clock at the end of it are the seconds. And basically, the faster I finish it, the better score I get. And scores so far haven't mattered too much to me, because you get reward, like you get one reward at the end anyway, and obviously defeating monsters, they can also drop things which give you awards, so that's cool. Now, so that was a monster I had to beat to get to the next level. Sometimes the instances are locked, where I have to beat the thing, because if it's unlocked, I can just run straight through without having to fight the monsters. But if it's locked, I have to beat the creatures in the instance, and then now the door has been unlocked. Now I can go through. And then in this next one, there's also sometimes levers that I have to pull to unlock the door. So like for instance here, I pulled the lever, it takes a little bit of time, but that also spawned other monsters. Now I could run right through, but I don't want to miss out on the loot and experience, you know, like yeah, I'm losing time here, but I'll make it. It's fine, it's whatever. I have 4 minutes left, that's enough time. Last score, so far it hasn't impacted me. That big red thing with the earthquake thing is basically I lost a minute, just because, you know, a minute ran out, and so it's telling me like, oh, 1 minute is over. I pulled that lever there because I thought it closed again, but it didn't. So I was just telling me that, oh, a minute is over, I should, you know, hurry things up slightly. Now this is what I didn't like. She's trying to tell me here that sometimes there's timed instances where I have to pass through them certain times. She's telling me this and the time is counting down. Now, obviously, if you read at a normal pace, you'll have enough time to beat this level since there's only a few monsters here. But if it takes you a while, you could run out of time here because the timer is going. The timer at the bottom is paused, it's stopped, and that's fine. It's just the thing she's explaining, it's counting down at the same time. I guess that's a given example that it's gonna keep counting down, but like, I don't like that part too much. To be fair, I'm pretty sure that only is in the tutorial, which is easy to pass through. Now here, this was supposed to be a tutorial quest where I find this guy, and I save him, and then he has another quest for me later on. But because I'm doing this outside of that quest, he's just there, and I'm supposed to save him for some reason that I don't know. At this point, I thought like maybe there's instances like this, but then later on I found out that there's actually a quest that he has for me. So then I go through, I think this is the final room. Don't stay in them long. Yeah, now she's talking about the minutes and seconds, like the things at the bottom of the rock and the big orange thing that's counting down with a clock at the end of it. Yeah, clock and stones at the bottom of the screen. I'm fighting more monsters here. These are the last few monsters. The game does get a little bit more interesting when you can get like skills and stuff, but for right now, it's at least for me. I mean, it's fine. It's a fine game. It's an okay game. It's just I don't think I would keep playing it, you know. But it's. If you like the concept of it, if you like the idea of like having all these pets they can control, do different things with, which I do find nice and interesting. It's very different from other games. This is basically me picking an item, which again, I didn't know what to do. I'm clicking on it, nothing's happening. I click on it, click the item, nothing happens. You're supposed to double click on it, and then you actually get it. And then you press confirm. But yeah. I like the artwork. The artwork is cutesy and it's small. But, and then I think of grinding again, because I'm just, you know, in a lot of MMOs, if you can grind early on, you're going to do great later, right? Because you're going to get higher levels. Well, it depends on how the leveling in the games are, how the level system is, and you know, how early you actually grind and stuff like that. But I decide, well, why not? I got the time, I'll do it anyway. So then I go through it again, and I'm just going to fast forward through this because it's pretty much the exact same thing that I do before, except I'm pretty sure I get a different reward. So I did get a better score and a better item. Actually, I don't know if it's... I think it was a better item, yeah. Alright, so now I'm back in the world. And now I'm on my hunt again for my actual quest, which is supposed to be finding weak Seedles, which again, I go around the map multiple times trying to find it, and I Google it, and I'm like, how am I so stupid? Like, it took me too long, like way too long to be able to find them and actually do it. So I'm gonna skip forward to that. Yeah, see, this is kind of why it's a post commentary, because there's a lot of mistakes I made. Kind of hard to get used to like this game is kind of hard to get used to, but I mean it works out. It's fine overall. A bit confusing at the start. At least it was for me. It may not be for you guys, especially since you guys are seeing my mistakes here. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So this is where I find the weak seedles. Finally, like this is back at pretty much the beginning. You guys can see the portal on the right there where people are going in and out from. That's where I accidentally went and died that one time and then came back. Like they were literally right there. I was grinding on them before I got the quest. So my quest is to kill 5 of them. So my chicken and I team up and kill 5 of them. We learn a new skill, but I don't actually equip it at this point because firstly, I haven't learned about skills, and secondly, I just forgot about it right after I finished the quest. But they do go over skills later on, so like any other MMO, so that's fine. That's nice that they actually do that. I would not recommend this as your first MMO though, partly because for me it was a bit confusing, like a good amount confusing. Also, it's not your generic MMO either because of this asymmetrical top-down view with such a short view and this weird control scheme of controlling yourself and your pets. So, but it was interesting. So now I have to go to this skills guy and he teaches me skills. Now, this was interesting. Yeah, conversation with Calvin Coach. I kept calling him Calvin Klein because like it's Calvin C. Like come. Actually, Calvin Klein is Calvin CK, but whatever. So this guy's supposed to teach me skills. Now, the first one's free because I'm a newbie. I'm a noob. But he shows me his skills, and you can get like this is basically supposed to be the screen showing me what skills are and how they work. Again, doesn't exactly show up because I guess technically it's online and not in game, and I was capturing the game and not the entire screen, which I'll know for next time. It's just this was weird for an MMO to do. I guess it has been done before, just I never really noticed it. So basically, these were the 4 skills that he decided me to get, that he told me to get pretty much, that I could get, and so I can right-click on it and find out information about it. I didn't realize this, I just kept left-clicking on it. But right here, I right-click it, and it says information 1 of 1, it just said that. And I'm like, how do I equip this? I open my character panel, they didn't explain this either. They don't explain this at all. I thought like, okay, well this part I was kind of stupid at, where I'm like, okay, there's the slingshot skill I can get, but it looks like it costs gold. I didn't know that would count as a skill, so I didn't take it just yet. And here I'm just trying to see, how do I get this skill? Do I just click on it? Do I right-click it? I couldn't drag it to my hotbar, which I tried doing. I looked at my inventory to see how much gold it was, which is like 730 something, because each of them say they cost gold, although he did say it was for free. I just didn't know how to get it, and it says price 480 gold and it's in red, so I had no clue, like, did I buy this, and to buy the next one I had to get more gold, or how it was working. It just didn't say how to collect it, he just showed me the skills, and I'm like, okay, how do I equip it? But obviously this again, I found out later on that I think I equipped it, like I think I bought all of them and equipped them. Because if I go here, see now it says information 2 out of 2, before it said information 1 out of 1. And I'm thinking like, not just yet, but eventually when it says information 5 out of 5, I'm thinking, did I get 5 of these upgrades for free? Because I didn't lose any gold. Or did I even get any upgrades? Because that's 5 out of 5. It still said increases agility by 3. This is where I realized it. And so I started clicking on everything like, Is it the same? There it is, information 5 out of 5, 5 out of 5, and I'm like, did I get all of it? I think I got all of it, because it just said 1 out of 1, now it says 5 out of 5. So I actually literally still don't know if it worked. Although I could have just checked right there if my strength had gone up or not, which I didn't. It was very kind of dumb of me. I literally had the character screen open right there. But I just couldn't tell. Apparently I did it. Apparently I did. So now there's some attack skills I have to equip. Now I know how to do this part. This is just me checking, like, did I get everything? 5 out of 5. And yeah, I did. I don't know if it could have gotten higher. It did say level 4, now that I looked at it. So I could have gotten it a little bit higher for free. I think that grinding did help me there though, because I got all those levels of skills pretty much for free. Now I don't know what I was doing here. I'm just running around for no reason. Okay, so I run out to finish my quest, because apparently if you look at the top right in my quest window, I hadn't actually finished it because I have to talk to him still about stuff. So there we go, I talked to him. Very important stuff. And then I think this is where it shows me where I have other skills like the slingshot thing, and there's also now I have, because I'm level 6, I have a clubbing attack. Actually, yeah, level 6. I also have a clubbing attack, which I later put on my skill slot on the bottom left, like my 1 to 5 and my QWER keys. Actually 1 to 9 and 0. Yeah, so here they are. Strong hit is the melee skill, and then slingshot is my slingshot skill. I just put them QWE, like Q and W, because my 1 and 2 I'm going to use for melee and ranged, which so far is one of the only ways I found out to switch back to melee whenever I want, instead of like having to click on it and hopefully him switching back to melee from ranged. So that, yeah, now I have to talk to her again, and she tells me to go to the alchemist, which obviously, like any other MMO, sells potions and stuff like that. He's seems like an interesting guy, seems always busy and such. He doesn't really give me anything, I don't think. Let's see. Yeah, his name is Malcolm, and the kitty that was the cat girl that was helping me, Kitty. Her name is Mimi, I think. Yeah. Let's see. Really grumbles. I don't know why he grumbles all the time. I guess he's like always busy making his potions and like reading stuff and stuff like that. So he's just telling me that I can buy magical supplies from him, which, like, you know, health potions, magic potions, again, like any other MMO. And then I think he tells me to go to the weapons person. Right, apart from that, there are kits. Yeah, there are lots of basic magical materials. I thought he said kits, like there's magical kits, and I'm like, well, that'd be interesting, like buy an entire kit. But that's probably more of like appearances, like wearing costumes and stuff, which I haven't gotten, and I don't know how to get just yet, but it'll work out soon enough. I think this screen is supposed to tell me how potions work and how alchemies work and stuff like that. Alright, so now I check my inventory, see what he actually gave me. Oh, he did give me 2 things, I think. He gave me 2 things. But yeah, that quest is now complete. Now he tells me to go to Tio's tool shop, and I have to talk to Tioman. They're like twins, except one person, there's only one person that actually sells armor and weaponry, and he won't tell me what the other brother does. But when I went there, as you guys will see, I think the other brother runs a betting kind of thing, so I'm pretty sure he has like a PvP thing where you fight against other people and then you can actually bet on who's gonna win or not. Don't quote that though. I haven't checked it out. That was not part of the tutorial, at least not Not that I've seen, and I'm pretty sure I finished the tutorial. I'm not 100% sure again. I don't actually, because the last person I talked to was Mimi, and it said quest complete. I don't know if she gave me another quest or if it was a quest from somebody else just to do stuff. So here, I'm not gonna go to Teal's shop. There he is, Teal's tool shop. There's Teal's betting shop right there, as you guys can see. That's why I thought, like, maybe it's a PvP thing and you just bet on people. So then he obviously is gonna give me armor. Don't think he gives me a weapon. I get a weapon later on. So he's just here to give me armor for now. Alright, so now he's giving me the armor. Quest has been completed. And I have to go talk to the market person. I think he gave me armor and I equipped it already, but yeah. The market person's right here. Oh, she's the food person, yeah. She sells me food. I mean, yeah. she's in, I guess all of this is technically the market, but she's saying that she's the market, but you really just buy food from her, although the food is quite helpful. There's a instruction box that's going to come up here that, again, you guys won't be able to see, but it says things like, I can eat food, but outside of battles, and that'll regenerate my HP and my mana. I can eat snacks anytime, but obviously it regenerates a lot less. And I can eat meals, which have longer lasting effects, like buffs. So those are actually kind of cool and helpful. As you guys can see here, she gave me some food, which, again, I can eat outside of battle, and it'll heal up a bit of my health and mana. Although, mana I haven't had to use yet, because I've only done melee attacks so far. So now I have to go talk to Mimi again, because she's the head tutorial gal, I guess. So now I have to go around this block here. I already equipped the armor. I had to equip a headband, which I'm not a headband kind of person. I like the gloves. I don't know what else he gave me. I think he gave me a shirt, but I already had like the same shirt. But I'm not much of a headband person, but you can't see it on your characters anyway. So it doesn't matter too much at all. Like, you're on the top left, my character looks nothing like the character I've created. And the creator I've created, I equip the headband on him, you can't notice it. And the gloves you can't notice. I get a weapon later on, I don't know if you can notice the change of it. So this is where I think she's going to tell me to go to the time-space thing with the rock, and like how there's instances in places. And you conquer those instances, you know, fight battles and like fight monsters, and then go through the doors at the end, which I've already done. Yeah, time space right here, time space stone, which I've already done. I already know all this, so I just quickly did all of that again, which it showed me because I was supposed to do that anyway, and I did that beforehand, so it's gonna be the exact same thing. So this is me finishing. I got a lower score than last time, which is sort of surprising to me. I got 891, I got perfects and everything. I guess I just took a little bit more time, yeah, probably. Although, yeah, because it did pause for her talking, so that wouldn't have changed anything. This time, though, I spawned back in this sort of like an area where nobody else is there. I guess that's for like if you're in parties and you beat something super tough. It can, you guys can regroup there, talk about everything that just happened, and you know, calm down before you guys actually go to this place. Which is, I guess, which is nice. That feels nice that they give you a little like resting thing. Although nothing really happens in the town area anyway. Maybe like later on, there's monsters that might attack you automatically. But so far, there's nothing. I do not remember exactly what this screen was. But after completing this, if you guys remember, there was a guy in the space-time thing, the space-time place, that I rescued. This is where I realized later on that he actually had a quest for me. It was a different quest, so now I have to go talk to her again, and she's gonna tell me about him. I have to say like his mom or something, I think. For intruding, I've come here, blah blah. His name is Sam, apparently. What's worrying you? I didn't bother reading a lot of this. Yeah, mother. His mother is suddenly very sick in certain meadows. Now here's the thing. She's trying to look for someone that could help her, and I say, well, my character says I could help, and she says it's very dangerous. Now, right after this is where I stopped the game, because I was playing for like an hour. Again, half of which I just got lost. Now I'm pretty much done for now with this game. So I don't know if they're gonna teach me what happens after that or not. So anyway, that was NosTales. That's the end of the game.